lined up.
Welcome back.
I feel like every time we do this, you get more and more awkward on the intro. I love it.
Well, I was looking at my phone when I said that. I was not expecting it to switch over when it did.
Here we are.
Yeah, here we are. Episode 13. Once again, Pookie is absent,
R.I.P.
but our boy is working. He's got an excuse this week,
He does, indeed.
so we'll let it slide one more time.
It's about time he's got a good excuse.
Yeah, and since you spoke up, Zach, welcome for your first episode joining us.
Thanks for
Hopefully
having
not
me, fellas.
anymore.
For
Yeah.
everybody at home wondering, Tyler got new internet today, and he is officially frozen on the screen.
See, I don't understand it because you guys aren't frozen on my end,
That's weird.
but it is what it is.
Oh,
We'll work through it.
They're coming back.
We will work through it. So the South had a big cold snap today. Or not today, this weekend. Sorry.
Yeah, they got like inches of ice.
Yeah. Yeah, it was
Poor
quite a
fellas
bit.
don't know what to do.
No.
Gosh dang it. I know a lot of them boys down south were looking forward to this snowstorm. Hopefully they'd get some ducks. And from what I've seen, I don't think they have.
No, it's about like every time it snows in Iowa, we get all excited, and then it's just like, damn, that was dumb.
Yeah, I'm just used to the heartbreak at this point.
Same.
Yeah, it's no good for the boys down south. But that'll kind of lead us into this week's topics.
What you got for us, Papa?
I think we're touching on some flooded corn and maybe a refuge or two.
Flooded corn. I've never heard of
Ooh.
that. There's
Ugh.
none of that in the U.S. What are you talking about?
No. I mean,
Are we talking about like when we take bags of corn out, or are we talking like?
Oh, for sure,
Oh,
for sure.
so
Bags of
same
corn.
thing. Okay, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
yeah. No, none of that. None of that. That's very illegal. We do not do that or condone that.
It was a joke. Funny. Ha
Yeah, not like fart in church funny.
Fart in church, funny. Oh my god. I think we'll start with the refuges here because the flooded corn and all that is going to get western at some point, and there's going to be
Yes.
a lot to cover on that.
Yeah.
But so I would say in the past 25, 30 years, there has been a lot of federal refuges created. And I know Ducks Unlimited has had a huge part in getting them some, like creating them or acquiring the land for them or transitioning certain areas to refuges. I don't know. I think Delta's had a small part in it, but not a huge. I don't know if you guys know any more about that, but
Honestly, no, I don't.
well, I know one thing here is I've got 573 national wildlife refuges in the United States that encompasses 95 million acres of land. And I think it's 760 million marine acres also.
That's a fucking shit pile.
Yeah, and that's just the national ones. Like that doesn't include like the state ran ones like we have here.
Right.
And we've got 2 just right here, not including all the private ponds and stuff that you can't hunt.
Mm-hmm.
So I would say there is plenty of safe places for ducks and geese to go to.
Yeah, for sure.
What what's some of your takes on having a refuge in every square corner you go around on the Mississippi River?
I've never personally hunted it, so I don't really know how it affects the hunting, if it is good for it, bad for it. I personally don't know, but I know like our refuges around here, they still trade around all day long. Like you can still shoot your shit. So in that take, I don't hate them. It is a nice place they can go hang out and not get shot at the entire day like they do if they hang out in the marsh around here.
Right. It does. I don't know. There just seems to be so many. Here, I'll pull this up. I think I can pull it up here. That's all them little dots there are just the national wildlife refuges I was talking about. And you can see North Dakota has a lot.
Yeah.
And then they really follow the Mississippi River flyway pretty hard. There's not near the refuges. I mean, there looks like there's 3, maybe 4 in Kansas total,
Yeah.
and it shows 3 or 4 across central Iowa, and the rest are along the river systems.
Yep.
So really not many where we are and where we hunt specifically, but we have 2 small refuges here, and then obviously the big body of water is just a huge refuge.
Yeah.
I
Especially
mean,
because you can't hunt half of that fucker.
right. No, it's definitely definitely holds a lot of birds, especially late in the year whenever a lot of our backwater starts to freeze.
Yeah, for sure.
I I refuges I don't exactly love having I don't mind having refuges, but when you start planting crops in them, whether it's corn, beans, rice, whatever it may be, I'm not necessarily a big fan of that.
I do agree. It gives them a reason to never leave.
Yeah, that and I mean, seems to turn them nocturnal.
So
The only
say
times
Yeah.
they'll get out
they
at
do
night.
leave. It's way too late. I mean, I would agree with that. I mean, I think it's good to have some sort of refuge, just some in place, right? You want to save space for those ducks to go, but don't make it a bed and breakfast for them. Make them, go out and find some food. And
Yeah. No, I mean, I've seen it a lot, and I know a lot of the guys on the Mississippi River complain about this a lot. The birds just they don't leave the refuge other than at nighttime, and during the daytime, they're right back in it.
Yep.
So it's really turned out to be a problem for them more. than us. Like, we don't see that as often.
We kind of see it before it gets really cold and they have no choice but to go out and feed. Like, you'll see a shitload of ducks going into your hole in the morning and then they just fucking disappear.
First time
Yeah.
they get shot at, they're you know exactly where they're going. If they
Oh,
don't,
yeah.
you know,
Yeah, our issue is just the pressure. I mean, our area is not that big. So,
Right.
and there's not really an off time, but there's a time you can't be on the water setting decoys, I guess,
Mhm.
or going hunting. Like, you can be out there fishing, don't matter. So
what
you
are
can
you
be out
doing out
there.
there? Just rod and reeling, buddy. Don't buy
Yeah.
them decoys.
Yeah. So, I mean, that our birds don't really get a break necessarily. Like, you can shoot from 30 minutes before sunrise to sunset during duck season and goose season, not teal season.
Yep.
Which
I was getting ready to say they get a break on them high wind and shitty days, unless you're Tyler. But I mean, that last time we went out when it was what gusts of 30 or 35, and
Yeah.
that boat ramp was still packed full, and you had two kids going out on a 14-footer.
Yep.
You know, so even on bad weather days, they can't catch a break.
yeah, common sense has kind of left the chat when it comes to waterfowl hunting.
It has to.
I don't think we can narrow that down to just waterfowl hunting.
No, it's anything that involves chasing an animal.
Yeah, that's
Yeah, I mean, there's that. I don't see it as much in other sports because I don't do anything but duck and goose hunt. Unlike you guys, dabble in the deer a little too much.
I do not. I chase them with a freaking shotgun. That doesn't even count.
All right,
yeah, that's not even really hunting.
No.
fine. Zach dabbles in deer hunting a little too much.
Zach is an acorn cow guy.
Hey, that's where I started.
That's where I started too. I just went to the straight side of life.
What's it like? I'll let you know when I'm ready. You can hold the door open for me to come in.
I don't know if
Oh,
you stay in
man.
Iowa, it fucking sucks.
So what's kind of, in your guys' opinion, we'll start with Zach here. I know this year was kind of like your first year hunting waterfowl heavily. Not like you've hunted it before, but not as much as you did this year.
Yeah, I mean, I started out hunting, but it was all private ponds, private fields. If they were there, we hunted. If they weren't, we sat on the couch, you know. So this year, getting out and kind of chasing some of the public waters was definitely an experience and a learning process as well.
Right. Oh, I mean, got to get going somewhere eventually.
You do. And now, unfortunately, I found that I have not invested enough money in waterfowl. You know, I thought I was pretty well there. And it turns out I'm about 20 grand shy of where I need to be.
So, in just a little bit you've seen this year, what are kind of like, I don't know, just an advantage to what benefits us having the 2/3 refuges that we have in our area?
I mean, realistically, kind of like we talked about with birds having somewhere to go. I mean, I think it's great to give those birds a spot to go. Unfortunately, you know, if it's early, if it's hot, they like stay in there a lot. You know, when it was cold and we had them windy days and they needed to get out and feed, it was a great time. They were bouncing around and, you know, we shot some really good ducks, but early season, man, it can be rough you can tell just by the line that they're flying and where they're going. You know, they've got their safe spot and that they don't care how many, you could have 10 dozen floaters out there and they don't give a rip to look at you.
Yeah, I can see that. What about you, Kade?
I don't hate them. I mean, I hate them in the fact that you can't just roll in there and shoot the ducks that are in there. But I agree with Zach. I think it's good that they have somewhere to go where they're not getting just blown completely out of the fucking state. But yeah, it does suck watching them just line after line when it's nice and 65 degrees outside. They're like, I'm not getting shot over here. I'll see you boys later.
Flying as high as I can to say, oh, don't talk to us.
Dirty fuckers.
I mean, for me, obviously you got to have one. You're gonna want one somewhere relatively close to where you hunt. I think we have one too many. I wish there's one of them that we could get rid of or abolish, and it would give not just more waterfowl hunting area, but a lot more area to like pheasant hunt or deer hunt. That a lot of that refuge is dry ground, and the birds don't use that.
Right.
Period. It takes away a lot of our late goose seasons, but it's nice because our refuges are, well, they're both right now technically on the west side, but if you count the lake as one, because it more or less is, they when they bounce back and forth between the 2 or 3, you can kinda pull some off here and there, but obviously as the birds get stale, they fly higher and higher and flip you off as they fly by.
What really pisses me off more than anything is, like, when they get stale and just go sit out on the main lake, they'll work you. They'll sit there and they'll do their little spins, and they'll get down to, like, 60, and then they're like then they give you the finger. They're like, fuck you. I'll see you tomorrow."
Yeah. No.
That shit pisses me off bad.
There was definitely a few times this year where I didn't know whether we were going to make it home or not. I thought maybe Tyler was going to sink the boat. He was sick of it. It's like, man, this is a long swim if you get too mad.
And he wonders why I can shoot him at 60 now.
I know.
Well, you gotta do what you gotta do sometimes.
They used to laugh and be able to buzz the decoys. And they were like, fuck, that guy's good. We got to go high.
No, either way, in our area, I don't think they're a big problem. I do think they help us out a little bit, but for many areas, like I grew up on the Mississippi River, it's they've changed how it works out there so much in the past 20, 25 years that they don't really necessarily help them boys anymore. They hurt them more than they help them, I think.
Right.
Yeah.
So at least we don't have that problem.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, you've hunted enough places to kind of know what, like, different areas, how the refuges impact them. I haven't personally done it enough to know the other areas, but it is cool to hear, like, some of your intake or input, not intake. You're not intaking it.
You might if you ask nicely.
Yeah.
But it is cool to hear your input on how that affects different areas too, because you've been there and you've seen it.
Right.
Yeah, you definitely had more experience when it comes to that. I mean, even some of the big waters and rivers, talking to you and just hearing some of your stories, it's nothing like what I've hunted and probably ever will hunt if I stay around here,
Yeah, that's definitely it could be a lot different styles of hunting out there. Like I know on the Mississippi River, you got big duck blinds. When you get farther down the pools, at least I know along the Iowa border, there's not many permanent blinds, but the farther down you go, the more permanent blinds you get, and it's a whole different style than what we have.
Yeah.
I've got a friend with a permanent there on the Mississippi, and so, I mean, like, yeah, we just show up 10 minutes before shooting light, and he's like, you boat right into it, you get out, and there you are. He's like, man, you should see the mallards we have work. And I'm like, yeah.
How many you shoot?
I didn't ask that. I don't want to be involved in anything illegal.
Well, the problem is out there is that I personally think is how many, like, they leave out decoys all year, or not all year, but all season, and
Yeah.
they're putting out 3, 4, 500 decoys at like in one sitting, and they stay in the same spot all year long. Like eventually them ducks are just gonna fly by and go, yeah, no, we've tried that too many times. We're out.
Yeah. You shot my brother Carl, goddammit.
Yeah. Listen, we can't leave. It's 60 degrees. Stop fucking trying.
Yeah.
And the permanent blinds and those permanent spreads are killer if you have the weather to go along with them. I mean, if we're not getting new ducks every couple of weeks, and you're shooting yourself in the foot just by sitting out there shooting the same shit.
Yeah,
for sure. Well, I mean, do you guys got anything else to add to the refuges here before we jump into the murder scene?
The murder scene.
I mean, just around us, I am curious to kind of see where the refuge talk goes. Because like Tyler said, I mean, the one that we hunt closest to is, like Tyler said, it's kind of pointless. I mean, it doesn't have water in it. So I'd be curious to see locations on some of these refuges. And if they're in a similar boat to where either A, they can't have water or they don't hold water, or B, did they plan it right and they can open up a floodgate and flood it when it comes duck season to give them a spot to go.
Yeah, the cool thing about the one that we don't really agree with is our state guy doesn't agree with it either.
Right.
So it might be going fucking sayonara down the road in a couple of years.
I mean, Tyler's right. If it's dry, might as well plant it and give something else some habitat instead of, because they're not going to use it.
Yeah, just plant it in CRP and let the pheasants have a heyday.
Yeah. More than cock chasers running around when we're trying to put the boat in.
It definitely helps that we have some of the people on our side are in favor of getting rid of it. So I kind of hope that works itself out.
Yeah, the cool thing is he's a duck hunter too. I mean, he doesn't get to do it much anymore, but he knows what's going on and he knows what all of our birds need.
So, similar, he's, I don't want to say similar to me. I'm a little chubbier and he's a little taller, but
He's a lot taller.
Yeah, I mean, similar to me, he likes pheasant hunting.
Mhm.
He likes deer hunting. He duck hunts. So he can look at it from an aspect of what can it do to better everything.
Yeah.
Now, granted, obviously our focus is ducks on this podcast, but he can look at it and go, well, we're not really doing the ducks any favors. Let's plant it and get more habitat for roosters or deer nesting birds and things like that.
Right.
Hell yeah, brother.
Where did that little boy come from?
I was gonna say.
Well, before we switch over to our next topic here with the flooded corn, I did want to give a shout out to Kade. I had to confirm before I said anything. You guys did announce that your other podcast that you're on, Knoxville Nights, is going to be was it live on Dirt Vision or just on Dirt Vision every week?
It's not live. It actually dropped today at 1:00, and I think that's their schedule now. So we'll record that Sunday nights, and it'll be on there Monday around 1. I think 1's the plan. But yeah, the cool thing, you don't have to have a Dirt Vision account to watch it. It's free to watch. You don't have to have a subscription. So yeah,
Sick, dude.
everybody should go check it out.
Can you just
It's
listen
pretty
to it? I don't want to look at your face for that long.
Just turn on the TV and don't look at it.
Oh,
Or
No,
it's
that's
still on all of our other podcast destinations. You can still listen to it without looking
all right.
at me.
No, congrats, buddy. That's great.
That's cool shit.
yeah, that's a pretty big step, pretty badass.
The craziest thing was like when it dropped today, I went and I looked for it and like opened Dirt Vision on your phone. It was the first thing and it took up the entire fucking screen. It was cool.
That is badass. Hell yeah! So
Like an app called Duck Vision. Maybe we'll get podcasts on that.
Duck Vision.
I honestly don't hate it. That's a good name.
Hey, it fits, right?
Better copyright it.
Maybe if we start our YouTube channel for our hunting videos, we could call it that.
One day. Not
Someday
anytime
we're
soon.
gonna have run video.
Yeah.
Don't leave the camera in the truck, and
Well, the problem is I got to do all the calling. You guys got to step it up. I got to help Tyler call.
I'm working on it.
I need some people that can do it, so I don't have to. I could just sit there with the camera.
Listen, I've scheduled an appointment. The dentist is going to cut a gap in my teeth. Call me
Dang, dude. Even he's attacking you.
Bo
I
Jr.
know.
I'm telling you, there has to be some scientific fact. You and Bo Brooks rip on it.
Oh,
It's got
my
to be something to do with air pressure.
Oh my goodness.
I am mad about it.
Rough. Let's jump into it. We're gonna start with the flooded timber situation down in like Arkansas because they're having a lot of water issues down there. I know that the state's not flooding certain areas because they've overflooded for so many years and the trees are suffering. So a lot of trees are dying off. It's not exactly a good place for them to be in, but luckily they have enough rice fields and public or private properties down there that do manage pretty good habitat for waterfowl. So they still get birds, they still kill birds, but it's definitely changing.
Yeah, I was listening to, I think it was Dr. Duck podcast. They were talking to one of the guys from down there, and he's like, fuck, a month before duck season, we had water in all of our trees, and then they took it all out like didn't already do the damage.
Yeah. It's been a going thing for a while now, and the state kind of just realized it here recently and started to dewater and now they're just not flooding areas. Partly
Yeah.
because they don't have water either. So they've been in droughts too.
Yeah, I feel like the whole country has been.
Except for us last year. We did pretty good on water last year.
Yeah, we did. We did.
That and North Dakota had a good year. North Dakota, South Dakota, and Minnesota had a pretty wet year. So hopefully that transitions into this next breeding season and the waterfowl do good this year.
You'll for sure see it. I mean, there's no way you don't. Like you said, it's the first year in I think 4 years or 5 years that they've had plenty of water up there. So that's good.
Yeah, it was definitely noticeable. Like obviously when we were up there, we hunted all over the state. But the farther west you went, the less water there was.
Mm-hmm.
The central part of the state all the way to the eastern part was plentiful with water. I mean, there was more water in those potholes than I've seen in years. So that'll be good. So like a big thing I've been seeing online is it's kind of a loss of tradition with the changing conditions going on down there. It's threatening the unique style of hunting that they've grown to love and done for their whole lives, and their ancestors have done. So they're having to adapt. Luckily, we don't have that problem here. We just have floods that wipe out all of our cover, and then we start from ground zero every 10 to 15 years.
No, but
yeah.
in a, I mean, as far as the tradition down there go, in a selfish way, I've, since I started waterfowl hunting, a couple years into it, you kind of start doing some research on other states and kind of figuring out what they're hunting like, and if you want to go to a guide or anything like that. And I always thought it'd be killer to have a mallard hunt in flooded timber. And now, so now it's like, well, shit, am I going to get that chance unless I go spend the $6, $7, $8 at an outfitter that's been doing it right or managing it?
We got lucky enough to do it here a couple of years ago. I say a couple of years, God, makes me feel old. That was
been like 7 or 8.
Dude, I know.
Time flies when you have fun.
Yeah, but that shit was cool. And that was like basically an Arkansas experience, I feel like. I've never been to Arkansas, but I imagine it's damn near the same thing. You stand next to a tree and give the water a little kick and you shoot your ducks.
I had floods of 2018.
Yep. That shit was nuts.
I wasn't into waterfowl hunting yet, but I was running the shit out of some diddy poles in that flooded water.
Oh, yeah.
It was definitely a lot like Arkansas that year in a lot of spots.
Yeah.
It was a lot of fun. I'm guessing you've never been to Arkansas to waterfowl hunt either, Kade?
No.
It is. We definitely need to get down there one of these years and do it, because it's been a while since I've been to, but it can be a blast whenever you hit it right.
I will tell you right now, I am not running that fucking little boat through the trees.
I can also tell you right now that with our luck, there's a real good fucking chance we don't hit it right. We'll be a week early or a week late.
Yep.
That's just something you got to do. You got to go when you go. You can't. It's like all our trips nowadays. You plan them and it doesn't work out.
That is fair.
I'm over.
You just don't plan them. You just say fuck it and go.
That's what I'm doing from now on.
I love
Whoever can go, can go. Whoever can't go, sucks to suck.
Next year, he's like, fuck it, I'm going to Nebraska. Who wants to go? Everybody's like, I can't. All right, Tyler, lone wolf in it.
I'm going to Manitoba solo.
See ya.
Wouldn't be the first time I've gone on a trip solo. Not that far, but definitely done it a few times.
Why is Trace inquiring about what we do when we're at hunting? What happens in the boat's supposed to stay in the boat. I wouldn't call it duck, duck, goose, but
it's something. We don't get the luxury of that tree stand timber tug.
No, you don't. You ever done that?
No.
I'll take you sometime.
Jesus.
Oh my gosh. All right. Let's get into it here now.
Oh, so what, boy.
I do want to pause the flooded timber thing. So are they draining a lot of that in order, like, are they trying to stop the degradation of trees, or are they trying to prepare, like, to have to replant or rehabitat what they've lost?
I don't think they're replanting anything they've lost. I think they're just stopping the watering and just leaving a few places dry for, I think, 5 years. I don't know all the facts on it. I didn't look all that stuff up, but I think they're holding water off of certain areas for X amount of years to allow the trees to try and make a comeback.
Also, are they pulling water off? Obviously, you have to have the right information to know that, but are they pulling water off refuges, or are they?
Yes.
So refuges, public, all of it.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
Yeah. Because some of those public areas have refuges in them, but they don't have water in them until waterfowl season. So like the waterfowl there are losing in so much just for shelter and food, because obviously they eat acorns in the woods. Not acorns, but
no, they eat acorns.
I mean, they eat acorns, but I'm not sure if that's the trees that they're swimming around eating off of.
Going back to that Dr. Duck podcast, I love listening to the Southern guys say acorns.
Acorns.
Acorns. Absolutely love it.
Acorns.
Shit cracks me up. Just flows right off their tongue too, like they've obviously said it for 30 fucking years.
Yeah,
I know.
Okay,
that's why I said obvious.
I didn't know if there was any confusion on it.
No.
I think it gets that way if you get South 34 here too.
Yeah,
acres.
Yeah, you're probably right.
Anywho.
Anyway, flooded corn. Zach, first thoughts come to mind. Go.
I have mixed feelings on it. I get it, and I can appreciate it for the guys who are doing it, but at the same time, with try not to throw any names and anybody under the bus here, but if you have giant plots of planted flooded corn to where the ducks can use it like a bed and breakfast, not only is I think it's slightly unfair advantage because you're going into ducks that are essentially living there. You're hunting those ducks. Now, I'm not saying if I bought a farm and had 10 acres of flooded corn that there wouldn't be some ducks that live there, but it's not big enough to hold the numbers that you see on some of these places. So I can see both sides, and obviously we're seeing an effect with that with the way and the area that some places are doing and how much flooded corn and kind of the migration shift and everything else you're seeing that follows along with that.
Kid?
I kind of feel the same way. Like I get it. It obviously these people pump a lot of money into that shit, which I'm sure you're gonna get into where some of that comes from, but I don't know. I've never loved the idea of it. It's a giant fucking refuge nonetheless, no matter how you look at it.
For sure. So, I mean, obviously, we don't have flooded corn here. I've never been around whenever they used to flood some of our areas, but supposedly they used to flood a couple of the areas, and it used to be really good hunting, obviously,
Yeah.
because why would they not go to an easy access for food and water? We also don't have any clubs, private areas around us in general within a couple hours that have any flooded corn that I'm aware of. I
Right.
think the closest you can get to us with flooded corn would be western Iowa, southwest Iowa at that. It's really became a huge thing here recently on Facebook since Senator Kennedy sent that letter to the new head of the U.S. Fish and Wildlife Services. It's been blowing up all over the internet, north versus south, basically. Or I should say, Louisiana versus everybody else, it seems like.
Yeah.
But the Flyway Federation's really getting some traction going since they opened it back up or restarted the organization within the past 12 months here. It's been more recent than that. But they're posting videos. I don't know if you guys follow their page on Facebook at all. They post a video
too.
I do.
I think they post a video like every week now of another organization that's supporting them or another biologist that's supporting them. August said Tama County around Chelsea Marsh has flooded corn. Where
Of course that old sack knows where it's at.
where is that? Where's Chelsea Marsh?
Chelsea Marsh. I'm gonna look real quick.
Google it. Fact check his ass.
Fact check that bitch ass.
We better be careful. Next thing you know, he's gonna be barging through that door
Yeah. Throwing haymakers.
like the fucking
he
Kool-Aid man.
Tama County around Chelsea Marsh. One Otter Creek Marsh State Wildlife Refuge is what's popping up in Chelsea. That's in Tama County.
How far away is that?
Hour and a half.
So pretty close to that 2-hour mark we were talking about.
Yeah.
But anyways, so like the big thing in that article was
It's an hour and a half northeast.
back when they changed the Bird Treaty Act in, I think it was late 98 or early 99. It removed the strict liability standard that made it harder to cite hunters who didn't know they were hunting baited areas and brought harsher punishments for deliberately placing bait. Now, it's so weird to understand that, but it has added basically is allowed it to be easier to flood corn and hunt it compared to the way it was worded before.
Right.
And a lot of people are mad about that because they said no, that didn't change anything back then, but it did, because before I think you had to get a permit to do it, or like more or less permission to plant flooded corn and do it as a private entity before. Even like state ran areas had to get permits to do it. Nowadays you don't. You can just go plant a cornfield and flood it.
I bet old Grandpa Augie'd know about that.
I mean, what brought on that change anyway? Do we know? Have we done any, or have you done any looking into it, Tyler? Why they removed that line or that verbiage? Because I am a little confused on how it's harder to cite hunters who didn't know that they were hunting a baited area, is what you said?
Yeah.
How do you not know you're hunting a baited area?
Well, so if it's public ground,
did you dump the corn out?
well, put it this way: if you're hunting public area, say you're hunting Runnels Marsh, the guy that hunted the day before you went out there and put, just say, a bag of corn out there, but you didn't know about it, and you hunt it the next day, but the game warden stops in and checks you, and he sees that there's corn right there, like, it's only a foot deep, and he can see the bottom of the water. You it's a I don't know, it's a weird thing, but it's harder for you to get in trouble for it because you weren't the one that put it there, but they have to prove that you didn't put it there, or you have to prove you didn't put it there.
I feel like that is just too easy.
Yeah, like I get that. Like, hey, Kade, run out to the marsh quick, dump a few buckets of corn, and then me and Tyler are gonna go hunt in the morning.
Mm-hmm. So, like, one thing that's really commonly brought up, and I agree with it, like, it's a fair chase topic. A lot of people feel that hunting over flooded corn isn't fair chase. It feels like it's baiting, and it's just easier. Obviously, it's easier to kill ducks in a flooded cornfield than just a random cornfield out in the middle of nowhere with no water in it.
Right.
I mean, you just the old saying, "You build it, they come." If you got a big enough area that you're flooding corn in, and once again, you go down to Missouri, along that Missouri River, and between private ground and state funded areas, look how, I mean, it's unreal the amount of surface area that's taken up by flooded corn.
Yeah.
Or flooded crops in general.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, it is. And that was obviously kind of the area that I was referencing when you say, what are your thoughts on it? It's like, you have that giant of an area. What are all the ducks going to do? It only takes, a couple years. Next thing you know, ducks are going to start shifting over a little bit this way or shifting over, pulling this way, or sticking around a little later until they absolutely have to leave, because why would you leave?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I mean, you got everything you need. Yep. And these clubs that are doing this are making sure the water stays open, whether they drain the water out a little bit and then turn the pumps back on to bring the water back up, or they're leaving certain areas completely dry and then pumping water into there whenever the weather turns to shit, and that water would typically freeze. They're pumping it in so it's not going to freeze.
Yeah.
And it's causing a huge debacle. I mean, up and down the flyways. On that goes for all the flyways.
I mean, I can't say I blame them. I get what they're doing, but makes it tough for a lot of little guys.
Yeah. And I know it's like in Senator Kennedy's letter, short stopping was brought up in there, which is, I mean, it's basically saying that the migration's being short stopped in northern states and impacting the overall populations because it's concentrating birds in areas and it's causing diseases and all kinds of stuff to spread easier.
That's a big thing too that I think gets overlooked easily. You have that amount of birds. I mean, we saw, I don't know how many birds that were affected with that this year. Now imagine those guys going out and hanging out with 1.5 million other birds in one spot. It's holy shit. That's a
yeah. And we obviously, I mean, we hold a decent amount of birds here, like towards the latter part of our season, and honestly, after duck season ends, we hold a shitload, but nothing even close to what those guys hold. It's an insane amount of birds.
How accurate do you think these waterfowl counts are? That they do?
There's no way.
Not even close.
I mean, I'm not sure half of them count to 10 and they want to count that many ducks.
Well, and I'm not just talking about like our areas or even like certain areas like aerial surveys they do. I'm talking like the bird population counts they do every year too.
There's no way those are any better, really.
Right. Do you think, just off of what you've seen the past few years, do you think they're better or worse than what they actually are for ducks?
On the ducks, I would definitely say they have to be better, just seeing what we see here in Iowa. I mean, especially like I was saying earlier, like after duck season, when everything kind of gets a chance to rest and do their own thing, as long as our lake's not frozen completely solid, there is a fucking insane number just hanging around.
Yeah. August is still in the comments, and he's trying to argue that Red Rock don't hold a third of what it did in 97 till whenever they stopped planting corn at Hartford.
I mean, I can't vouch for that. I was one.
I was still floating ball to ball.
Tyler might be able to. He's a little older. He's probably hunting around here about that time.
Yeah, I was not hunting around here.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I mean, I can't say he's lying or wrong or anything like that, but
no, and I don't doubt it a bit. We literally just said flooded corn attracts ducks.
And at
Well-
that point where we, was this area the short stopping, versus where it is now?
No, but I think more than anything, like we were more in the flight line of them going south than we are now.
See, I would kind of argue that only reason I would kind of argue that we're more on the flight line now is because of the clubs down south and the way the birds come down through the flyways. What's straight south of us?
Yeah, that's true. But like, I see a lot of like, you'll see it on Facebook, the ducks that have the little trackers in them.
Yep.
You watch them fly over Iowa, they go to the east side or they go to the west side.
And then straight down.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I've seen a few things of data on that too that show ones that go right over top of us and go straight south.
Mm-hmm. But 90% are going east or west.
Who knows? You'll never know the exact data on that unless you were to like
Track
have
every bird.
single bird. Yeah.
Yeah. There's no fucking way.
No.
We would
Be cool,
all have
though.
extra mounts hanging in the garage for sure.
Oh, dude, that'd be sick.
Yeah. Killing all them radio tracked birds.
Just have them all hanging from the ceiling, like maple leafing down. This is sick.
You could look up, you can't even see the ceiling. You're just like, oh my God.
They're everywhere.
Now, so I guess do you think they're like the federal counts, like Ducks Unlimited or Delta that are put out, are lower or higher than what they're actually saying?
I feel like they're higher, personally, than what they say.
Do you think there's more birds than what they're putting on the count?
Yes.
See, that's where we disagree too.
The only thing that I think about is obviously we have to throw out that high water 2 years, really, 18, 19.
Mm-hmm.
Our numbers that we see, like on the big migration days, granted, they're flying over, but the numbers that we see aren't really all that much different, I don't feel like. Not in the grand scheme of how low they're saying our duck numbers are.
Maybe. I don't know. I just think our numbers are. I think it's very off. I think it's.
And the worst thing is, like, how do you count that many fucking ducks? There's no way.
You don't.
No.
Yeah, you don't. There's no good way, even with technology nowadays, to do that.
No.
And you will never know for sure, unfortunately. But so where I grew up hunting, there was a big area called Kex Marsh, and that was in southern Illinois. And back before they sold that, when we used to have all the ducks you could dream of there. And then I don't know what happened, but he ended up having to sell the whole entire place off into sections. And ever since it got sectioned off, not everybody manages it the same. So it's all managed differently now. Not everything has flooded corn. Not everything is even flooded. Some of it's just deer ground now. The lack of birds they see now compared to then is wild.
Yeah.
With, I mean, way less flooded corn. But could also be because the migration pattern has shifted farther west. That has been an accusation for years going on too.
Yeah.
I mean, that place used to hold hundreds of thousands of ducks compared to now 25, 30,000 ducks is a massive number there.
Yeah. The other thing to think about too is that year that it did flood really bad, like we got flooded pretty bad. Nothing like fucking Nebraska did. Nebraska got absolutely fucked in that situation.
Yeah. But we also held a lot of ducks that year.
Right.
I mean, I don't think there was ever an actual number, but I know there was an estimated number. We were holding over 1 million ducks in our valley for X amount of miles.
Yes.
And that is insane.
Yeah.
And I believe it.
A lot of fucking birds.
Yeah, I believe it because I mean, everywhere you hunted that year was you could kill your ducks. If you didn't kill your ducks, you just either didn't bring shotgun shells that day, or you stayed at the boat ramp.
Yeah.
And even then, you could still kill ducks at the boat ramp.
Dude, no lie. No lie. You could sit there for 20 minutes and shoot your ducks at the boat ramp. That shit was insane.
Sounds like I missed like the best freaking year lately.
You did.
God, dang it.
Yeah, even last year was better than this past year, buddy.
Well, I hunted last year and we killed a shit pile of geese.
Yeah.
Yeah. Me and you weren't friends and Kade was just an acquaintance.
Man, times were good back then.
All right, I'm gonna head out.
Sitting here plotting how I'm gonna fuck her when he comes back now.
Well, what do you guys I guess you guys got anything else you wanna add on that flooded corn debate, debacle, mess?
Mm.
Any
Not really.
like, closing thoughts or just thoughts on if what your opinions are on if it's actually a problem, like short stopping birds?
I mean, I'd be curious, right? Because obviously we have, like you said, almost a north versus south. I'm really curious to see what transpires from all this, and if it turns into no, you can't do it at all, or if they try to find a happy medium with guys. I mean, why couldn't you? I mean, yeah, it's going to suck, but why couldn't you say, we do crop rotations here, right? You have corn, then beans. 90% of the time, I'm goose hunting cornfields. So there's farms that I don't hunt in the fall because it's a bean rotation year. I mean, why couldn't you be like, yeah, you can flood crops, but you can only do it every other year? I mean, do you think that? I mean, that's a whole nother rabbit hole, but do you think that would help with the quote unquote short stopping to where ducks couldn't get used to going there all the time? But hey, this year it's going to be good because we have ducks that are working in, they're finding it, and we can hunt it, but we don't have them living here like we do since we've had flooded corn for 10 years in a row.
It just depends. I mean, shit, you see beans that are fucking 5 foot tall anymore.
Yeah.
I was gonna say that I think the problem with that would be I think you'd have to do it for 5 years of no flooded a 3 to 5 year deal where you didn't flood anything to see if it actually changed anything. Because I mean, waterfowl they get in habits, and they like to do the same thing over and over again, and they also like to migrate on the same days or moon phases, I guess I would say, because that's how they track time, unless they have calendars, that'd be kinda weird.
Let me pull that up on my Google Calendar real quick.
Oh shit! It's December 15th. We gotta go.
Hey Siri, what day is it?
Straight back north.
Which, to be fair, just to contradict myself, I mean, obviously there's gonna be loopholes there, right? So, hey, you can only do this for 3 years, and then you get stopped for 3 years. All right, cool. Well, I bought the neighboring property, put it under a different LLC, and he's gonna do it in the opposite 3 years.
Yep.
So that's
Right there. Got around the system. Shit, I was gonna say something. What the fuck was it? Oh, now on everything that's going on, obviously the Flyway Federation, Senator Kennedy, a lot of the people that are involved in this are basically wanting to abolish flooded corn, flooded crops, right? What do you guys think? Will it say everything goes their way? Do you think it will actually happen with how big of a market waterfowl hunting is now for market hunters? I mean, that's gonna destroy some guides and outfitters and stuff like that because they rely solely on that. That's how they built their reputation.
Dude, it's gonna destroy a lot of them. I mean, you look at any any outfitter you see on fucking YouTube or wherever you watch that shit, they're all hunting flooded corn. And if they're not hunting flooded corn, they're hunting right behind the flooded corn they have saved as a refuge.
Yeah. So what do you think it's a possibility that any of this or anything comes out of any of all this stuff that's going on?
I don't know if it will actually come out of it. It's hard to say. I mean, when you have that high up in the government talking shit about it, I feel like you've got a decent chance. But just the amount of fucking money that goes into these hunt clubs and all that stuff, I feel like it'd be very hard to not catch a lot of shit for that. And I feel like if they catch enough shit, it's gonna go nowhere.
yeah.
Here,
There's, I mean,
August,
there's
I was gonna pull up this comment. So August says, "Help me figure out why in the late '90s we had flooded corn in the refuges in Iowa, even though we can't spell it's TH3, and Lake Odessa on the Mississippi had draw only spots and was considered the mallard capital of the Mississippi, and nobody down south complained. Is it a social media issue now?" My question, August, would be how much flooded corn was there in the late '90s compared to how much there is now across the Mississippi River in general? I mean, they don't have flooded corn there now, but look at all the mass amounts of there is now compared to there was in the late '90s. Would be my argument on that.
That's a fair point.
Well,
I'd be interested to know how much there was now compared to then.
I
Yeah.
mean, I would agree. I'd like to know, but I mean, I don't think he's wrong when he said it's a social media issue now either.
No, that's
I mean,
definitely something to
if
do
we
with it
didn't have
too.
social media and certain clubs or outfitters weren't putting those videos out of saying, hey, look at us, we've got a 20-acre flooded cornfield with a heated permanent blind and a permanent spread, come out with us. If we didn't see those videos, yeah, it'd be word of mouth, you might hear about it, but it wouldn't have the attention drawn to it to where people start digging deeper either.
See, the thing is too, it's not even so much the hunt Jesus Christ, the hunt videos, I don't think. What really gets people fired up is when they put in their hunting videos, them flying that drone over, and you see all the ducks tucked down in the fucking in the corn.
Yep.
That drives people absolutely fucking nuts.
What I think, and that, that's, I wasn't saying just the hunt videos, but just like that, being able to put these videos out of, check this out, look what we got.
Right, you can literally make that video in like 5 minutes on your phone if you want to, and post it right to Facebook.
I'm gonna
the
start.
whole fucking world can see it.
I think we should start. I think it definitely. I'd be curious to see where it goes. Like I said earlier, it's very interesting to see that it's gone this high up so quick. This wasn't 2 years of planning, and all of a sudden it's reached here. It went from 0 to 100 within a month of how high up that went.
It's been in the planning and in the works longer than you think. It definitely isn't something that they just threw together in a week or two or a month or even just this season. It's been going on for about 5 years.
Right.
See, I'm just reading about it and seeing all this stuff pop up now, and it's like now it's gaining the traction.
Well, it's because they've really tried to do a lot more research into it as much as they can with no budget, no money, and no support before they really present it out there. I don't know if anything's coming from it either. I personally would love to see. I would love to see what it would be like without it, to see if it benefited us. Because there's also allegations going around that Monsanto corn with all the Roundup and all that shit in there is not good for waterfowl. How true how true that is, I'd have no idea.
I wouldn't doubt it. They're on the deer side of things, they're arguing some of that things too. Guys that plant and leave standing beans for late season, how can a seed that you're coating in chemical, a viable seed, get planted and 2 months later it's still able to protect itself from insects? And is that really good for them? Is that what we're seeing with diseases? Is that, and I think that goes with ducks. I would 100% agree with that.
Yeah.
There's got to be a reason that the avian bird flu is in the United States going wild. The past, I feel like 5 years has really become more of a problem than I've noticed before. Maybe it's because I pay more attention now, or more people in general are paying attention, so you see more about it on social media. But I don't remember, even when I was a kid and moving up, hearing about it near as much as you do now.
The other thing is too, like when people are spraying these fields, where's that shit run to?
How?
Yeah.
And I know some people will argue, oh, it gets dumbed down while it washes through the grass or whatever. And after seeing some of that shit, how it affects humans, I'm calling bullshit on that one.
Well, I've been hit with a crop duster, crop sprayer, whatever you want to call them, a few times at work. Yeah, the whole thing.
Jesus.
No, I've been sprayed a few times, and the amount of stuff you have to go through, and then you're not allowed in the field for sometimes 5 days to work. That's got to play an effect somewhere.
My grandpa crop dusted for a few years when I was in high school, and so summers I would help him and fuel the plane. And some of the chemical that you're putting down, it's like, all right, you gotta have shoulder length rubber gloves, and it's a thick textile rubber, and then hey, make sure you wear these goggles and an air aspirator too, because that dust gets up and it's like, holy shit, we're putting this stuff on what we eat, on what wildlife eats, and And have you ever fished a farm pond and caught a fish with spots or anything like that? Because that's, especially like catfish, to get them black spots on them, and they say it's from runoff. So if that's what it's doing to the fish, it's got to be doing some damage to the waterfowl.
Yeah.
So one thing I want to leave everybody with, as you're listening to this and thinking about it, if you've been doing it for a long time, maybe you have your own input. And if you do, shoot us a message or get on social media or Facebook or Instagram or YouTube, leave a comment and let us know what your thoughts are. everybody has their own takes. It's wild how many people are arguing about it right now on Facebook. I see it almost every other post when I scroll through my feed on Facebook.
Mm-hmm.
Will anything come of it? Who freaking knows? It'd be interesting to see more data behind it. The only thing that I have a problem with the data is if Ducks Unlimited is involved or these clubs are involved, they're the ones with the money when it comes to the sport. We don't have any money. We put little to no money into it compared to what the outfitters and these big time clubs and all them do.
Right.
So once again, I mean, what can you believe when it comes out? How much of it's going to be true?
The other thing is, too, kind of to piggyback off what you were saying, we're all adults. We realize that everybody thinks a little bit differently.
Mhm.
Don't be shy to motherfuck us. We don't care.
I mean, I might, depending on the person.
I don't. I
Yeah.
personally don't. I know Tyler doesn't. He doesn't care who motherfucks him. Like, if you have an opinion, we would like to hear about it, personally.
Everybody's entitled to it.
To disagree and
Yeah.
have a conversation.
Yeah.
You know,
It makes it fun.
If you straight up come out and say we're a bunch of dumb fucks for thinking what we think, you might not get a reply.
You might. Could be a fun one. Spicy one.
Yeah, it'd be extra spicy. But like I said, we're all adults. We can talk about it. We can argue about it if you want to.
I'd say
Absolutely.
have some conversations. We live in Southern Iowa, not Minneapolis, so we can definitely talk and hear each
Whoa.
other's opinions and comments. You know,
Rough
The cool thing
times
is,
up there in
too, like-
Minneapolis.
it's rough.
The coolest thing is too, like it doesn't matter who takes the argument or the conversation. It's 90% going to be talked about on the next podcast. Like, hey, we talked about this last week. We had some feedback.
Hey,
Here's what was said.
Here's some good points, and here's
Yeah.
where we agree or don't disagree
Exactly.
or anything like that.
And that just informs everybody.
100%. It's better to get feedback from everybody from all different types of life when it comes to that. And
Yep.
everybody has their own styles of hunting. We hunt public land 95% of the time.
98.
Well, you got to include goose season. We don't hunt very much for goose season, but that 5% is private.
It's private flooded corn.
Yeah. Hey, I did get to hunt some flooded corn this year in Michigan.
Did you?
It was fun. Yeah. That's where I killed those black ducks and whatnot this year.
Oh, was it really?
That was all. It's all state area up there in Michigan.
Nice.
It was a blast. But I mean, that's all their state areas up there have flooded corn for the most part, and they're
Right.
drawing areas.
I'll say interesting tidbit there because it's a draw area, right? So is that something where, yeah, they decide that the states can have jurisdiction over flooded corn and they turn into draw areas. Like now you're limiting it. I mean, I don't want to call it similar to a refuge, right? But it's state owned and operated. And then, on a federal level, or say, yeah, you can do one in a certain area of the state each year or whatever and make it a draw area.
I don't know. I think
Yeah, guys that have that, that thrill or whatever of hunting flooded corn if they can get in. But
I think you're either going to have it or you're not going to have it.
Yeah, for sure.
I don't know if they'll ever go with, the state and the federal government can do it, but nobody else can. I don't see that happening. But maybe. I don't see. I'm 50-50 on anything's going to change or not, whether any of the regulations change. Like I said, I personally would love to see it change, even if it was for 5 years, to see if it made a difference. But in those 5 years, you'll kill every guide and outfitter that relies on it.
Yep.
And on that note, I think we're going to try and jump out of here. Once again, make sure you like and subscribe on all your podcast destinations and our Facebook. We appreciate everybody that's been following along and making this happen. We look forward to hearing from you guys what your feedback is. And until the next one, I guess have a great rest of the duck season down south, boys. Hopefully this cold front brought you some birds. Other than that, thank you, Zach, for joining this week.
Appreciate it.
And maybe we can do it again sometime.
Maybe.
No promises on that.
I didn't expect any from you, buddy.
You kind of acted up a couple times, so.
Whoa. I brought it to like a 3. You don't want to see me at a 6.
Anyways, enjoy the rest of your night. We're out of here.